You just sanitize the area, which I just did. Shut up, phone! Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Mindy and I care what people think about me. The nacho cheese ones have an aftertaste that is reminiscent of bile.
I wake up and don't hate it. I guess I found some peace. Through the day to the evening, without shouting and screaming. Something new to me. Good morning. Alone without being lonely. Getting back to the old me. It's kinda nice to feel free. I thought this was so. That's just how it goes. By myself feeling lonely. Can't get back to the old me. I'm stuck in way too deep. I thought this was over. Thought I could control it. But if I speak the truth, I ain't over you. I was feeling sober until you came up.
Good morning, my friends. My name is Mindy, and I have lost over 125 pounds on Wegovy, Mounjaro, semaglutide compound, and I'm now back on Wegovy again. And it's shot time. It's Monday. Just gonna spend the day with you guys today. I have a fun field trip planned later. Well, I mean, as fun as I get. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I love me a good deal. And surprisingly, I have never really shopped at ALDI. I've been there once, but I was in a rush and I went there to grab one thing that somebody had told me about that I just had to try, and I just didn't have the time to look around. So my husband told me a while back that ALDI is actually related to Trader Joe's, kind of. So I guess ALDI Nord and ALDI Sud, or ALDI North and ALDI South, started in Europe, I believe. Germany and much of Europe. And they had a disagreement over whether or not to sell cigarettes in their stores. So they split into ALDI Nord and ALDI Sud, which I guess became Trader Joe's and ALDI. I don't know, like I've tried to research it and it's really weird, like the information that I've found. Anyway, we all love Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's is like a 45-minute to an hour drive away from me. So I'm not about to drive that far for some groceries. So like if I'm ever in that area, like and I have the time, then I'll go to Trader Joe's. But I have an ALDI 10-15 minutes from my house. So I've been hearing about a bunch of high protein stuff that they have at ALDI. So we're gonna make a trip there today and see what we can find for funsies. Cause I love me a good deal. Right now, it's time for my shot. This is a Wegovy pen. I have tons of videos talking about how to inject. It's real easy with Wegovy. No lock, no button, no nothing. You just sanitize the area, which I just did. Shut up, phone! You just sanitize the area, which I just did, and then you're gonna press this to your skin, push in until you hear a click, wait till the second click, watch the window, make sure the little yellow plunger thing stops moving, and then you're good to take it off. The instructions used to say you had to wait 10 seconds. They don't anymore, so yeah, let's do the thing. Okay. It doesn't matter how long I leave it out of the fridge, it stings. It didn't used to sting. So like somebody on a video that I posted, I think last week, like what I eat in a day short, they were saying it's because I'm injecting into muscle, but I'm pretty sure these needles are too short to reach muscle. I guess it depends on how thick your subcutaneous layer is, because I tried to do some research. Depends on how thick your subcutaneous level is and how much fat you have. Honey, I still got another 70 pounds to lose, I promise. My subcutaneous layer is not too thin to be reaching muscle already. So I just think that I did used to have allergic reactions to the preservatives in Mounjaro. Like I would get a big red ring and it would get hot and itchy for several days after the injection. Thankfully, I do not react to to Wegovy like that. But yeah. Breakfast was delicious as always. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna shower before I go to Aldi or after. I'd like to go earlier. The earlier I go, the fewer people there are, the less embarrassed I am about filming in public. I've only been doing this for 2.5 years. You'd think I would have gotten over it by now, but I haven't. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Mindy and I care what people think about me. Let's go get our day started. I'm either gonna shower or I'm not gonna. So there you go. I'm not a stinky person. Are you a stinky person? Let me know down in the comments. I am not. I don't have body odor. I'm lucky that way. Like I'm very grateful for it, but it's also a curse in some ways because it allows me to procrastinate taking care of myself in ways that I probably should. I do shower twice a week. I do. I didn't used to. There have been times in my life, and I've talked about this before, about how self-care, sorry, I keep waving this around. This goes in a Sharps container, by the way. Right now, my current Sharps container is a giant empty Gain laundry detergent thing that I'm just shoving them into. It's fine. If you need a Sharps container, I always have a link down in the description to get one for free. Guys, this is just how it's gonna be today. My brain, she is doing the most, and I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Please hold, I'm gonna watch the playback. Okay, I figured it out. So I was talking about how self-care has not always been a priority for me. Like taking care of myself, obviously that's a big part of how I got to 365 pounds in the first place. I've never really placed a high priority on taking care of myself. Like I've always been real big on taking care of everybody else, but myself, whatever. I have been trying to do a better job of taking care of that. A couple weeks ago, I talked about one of the support groups that I went to at Fridays. Fridays is a telehealth company that helps people get prior authorizations approved for GLP meds. And if you can't or don't have coverage for GLP meds, they can help you get a good quality compound. If you're interested, I have this video here where I talk about what Fridays is, what they do for people, how they help people. They're one of the most affordable sources that I have found for compounds, and their support groups are fantastic. Their providers are amazing because they all specialize in GLP medications. So it's just, yeah, 2 thumbs up. I always have a link and a discount code down in the comments of my videos because I am a Fridays partner. So if you're interested in giving them a shot or checking them out, take a look at the link, look at the video, the end. Anyway, I was in a Fridays support group and Mel was doing her health support group and talked about parenting yourself. And I have really been loving that concept of not making taking care of myself optional, because that's something that I've done pretty much my whole life. And as a result, I have brushed my teeth every night for over a month now, which sounds like the most inane whatever thing, but you have to understand that's a huge deal for me. Not missing a single day of brushing my teeth is a huge deal for me. That hasn't happened like for a whole month. That hasn't happened maybe ever in my whole life since I was a child and my parents forced me to brush my teeth every day. Anyway, I'm real rambly today, so that's just what you're gonna have to deal with. I'm either gonna shower or I'm not gonna, but I'm definitely gonna change my clothes and then we're gonna go to ALDI to get ALDI together and see what we can find. Let's go.
Let me have it. Let's try that again. Get it. Yay! Open. Oh, that's the exit.
So first thing when I walked in, I saw these artichoke stuffed chicken. They are 200 calories for 5 ounces with 27 grams of protein. And $6.99. There's another one. It's Thai coconut chicken. And it is 230 calories per serving with 23 grams of protein. An easy way to decide if something is high protein is to take the total calories and move the decimal point over to the left one. And if the amount of protein is at least that amount, then it's considered high protein. It's 40% or more. I also saw these Priano herb chicken tortellini. The macros weren't the best. It was 260 calories with 12 grams of protein, which I wouldn't consider high protein, but you add a protein to that, and that's a great little meal for $6.50. This would be an even better option. Spinach and cheese manicotti. It is 290 calories per and 16 grams of protein. So you can just add like a chicken cutlet with that, and that would be a fantastic dinner. And it's only $4.99. Beautiful strawberries for $1.49 a pound. Don't need any strawberries, but I kind of want some strawberries. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of mad. These mangoes, 69 cents a piece. I got mine on sale at HEB this week for 97 cents. So, good to know. They have some monster seedless cucumbers for 95 cents each. Awesome. They've got these chopped salad kits that come with all the veg, roasted pepitas, tortilla strips, and a jalapeno ranch dressing. And this is only 110 calories per cup. That would be an easy salad for lunch. Just add some grilled chicken. And they're $2.99. You could easily get 2 lunches out of that. They also have a sweet kale with cranberries, poppy seeds, pepitas. Sorry, a poppy seed dressing and pepitas. This one has cabbage, carrot, celery, green onion, cilantro, green cabbage, wonton strips, sliced almonds, and an Asian-style sesame dressing. And it's 180 calories per cup. These are nice little salad kits for $2.99. This is a pretty good price for these Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber low carb tortillas. If you've never had these wraps, these are pretty good. They're not as good as the La Banderita ones, but they're pretty tasty, and that's a really good price for 8 of them. This is their brand La Oven Fresh of carb control tortillas, kind of like a La Banderita style. They're 60 calories per tortilla, 4 net carbs, 4 grams of protein, and 15 grams of fiber. I think I'm going to pick one of these up because I want to see how good they are. $3 for 8 of them. And they've got these little bagel skinnies, like the bagel thins. This is an everything bagel one, and it's 110 calories, 4 grams of fiber, 4 grams of protein. So that's nice. The plain ones are also 110. And they are $2.89 for 10 of them. That's a really good deal. That would be great for like a sandwich alternative. Breakfast sandwich, yum. Also just saw these whole wheat, flax, and oat brand pita breads. These look kind of like the Joseph's pitas, but only $2.19 for 6 of them. 70 calories and 3 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein. So this was one of the things that I definitely wanted to get today. Their brand of keto-friendly white bread. Again, you guys know I don't care about keto. The reason I like it is there's only 35 calories per slice and 10 grams of fiber, 4 grams of protein. So I'm going to be making some club sandwiches for lunch this week, and we're going to give this a shot. It's also $3.99 a loaf, which is okay. They've got a ton of different kinds of jerky. This is actually a pretty good price, $2.89. I don't know about this brand, but 13 grams of protein, 6 carbs, 80 calories for a third of the package. But it's a snack. There's also this peppered beef jerky for $3.39. They also have their brand of the pretzel chips. They call them pretzel slims. It's $1.89 for this bag. That's pretty darn good. Those make a nice little snack. Only 110 calories per serving. So kind of nice to eat like with a sandwich or dip in some hummus or high protein dip of some kind. Yum. Also just saw this Clancy's white cheddar cheese popcorn. It's only $1.79 for this giant bag. 2.5 cups. It's 150 calories, 2 grams of fiber, 3 grams of protein. It's a nice little filling snack. Yay, popcorn. Salsa is always a great way to add flavor for not a lot of calories. $1.99 for these. There's a black bean and corn and a pineapple salsa. This would be really good on fish or chicken. And this would be yummy to add to like a taco salad of some kind. So these look interesting as possible creamy mix-ins. They're called cookie thins. They have a chocolate chip and a toasted coconut for 6 cookies, which I don't know how big the cookies are, but it's 150 and 130 calories each. Not very high in protein, but that's a nice little option. And they're only $2.39 a bag. These are $2.99 if you're somebody that has an issue with portion control. They're just a little 100-calorie snack packs. These are actually kind of nice little snacks. So it's $2.55 and you get 3 of them in each container. And they're anywhere from like 150 to 180 calories per little snack box. And they have a decent amount of protein in them. Like not enough for a full meal, but like in terms of a snack, that's nice. So you get like cheese and then like a little salty, sweet sneaky snack to go with it. It's kind of nice, and that's a really nice price. Over here they're calling them protein snack selects, and they've got 140 calories with 10 grams of protein as opposed to 160 calories with 8 grams of protein. So a little bit more protein for sure. But they are a little bit more expensive as a result, $3.19. Sharp cheddar cheese, honey brown sugar turkey sausage. And I'm grabbing these. My husband loves cheese curds. And they've got plain white cheddar, garlic cheddar, which is what I'll get for him. And then they've also got some Cajun cheddar. It's 110 calories, 6 grams of protein, so not really a high protein. High protein would be 11 grams or more, but still not bad for a cheese snack if you're into that. Cheese prices are amazing. $1.75 for 8 ounces of cheese. Not really seeing any low-fat options, but I mean, except for the low-moisture part-skim mozzarella, I'm definitely going to pick up at least 1 package of that. I did find this light string cheese, which is $2.59 a package. It is, for 1 piece, 50 calories and 6 grams of protein. So this is a nice little high-protein snack. Yum. It looks like they do have some reduced fat in the pre-shredded ones, which are still a good price at $2.79 per bag, but I prefer to shred my own cheese. I heard really good things about this Holmes brand pecan smoked sausage, and they're only $3.39. I'm gonna pick a couple up. Okay, I love Al Pastor, and that's actually a really good price, $2.99 a pound for like pre-marinated Al Pastor. This is 200 calories per 4 ounces, 18 grams of protein. So a little low on the protein because it's gonna be higher in fat, but this is gonna be delicious. I'm very tempted to pick this up, but I do not need it right now. I will keep that in mind for later. It's like they have boneless, skinless chicken breast for $2.39 a pound. For not being on sale, that's actually a really good price. I just normally get it on sale at Randall's for like $1.79 to $1.99, so I'll hold off on that. Neufchâtel cheese, also known as third less fat cream cheese, only $1.75. I'm gonna grab 1 or 2 of those. We've got low-fat cottage cheese for $2.55, and the higher-fat versions, yum. First, liquid egg whites, $3.79, and this looks like their version of Fairlife, 120 calories, 8 grams of protein per cup for the 2%, and for the fat-free, it is 80 calories with 8 grams of protein. Interesting. I want to say the Mootopia and Fairlife are higher in protein. Yeah, 120 calories with 13 grams of protein. So these chicken nuggets are $9.99 for a 3-pound package. So that's $3.33 per pound, which is not bad at all. Let's see. Got 180 calories per 83 grams, only 11 grams of protein. So that tells me they're going to have a lot of breading. No, thank you. Pretty good price on the corn. 97 cents for 12 ounces. I want to say that's better than I can find at HEB. Don't ever get frozen Brussels sprouts. They're awful. And we've got riced cauliflower for $1.69 for a 12-ounce bag. I know that's cheaper than what I can get it for at HEB. And they have plain and a garlic and herb. Garlic and herb is 20 calories for 3/4 of a cup. And the plain is 20 calories for 3/4 of a cup. So same amount of calories, really. This has just got some extra flavor to it. I'm curious, but I don't have room in my freezer. This was one of the other things I wanted to look at. It's $3.99 for 10 waffles. 220 calories, 12 grams of protein. So, not great. But for a quick breakfast option, add some sausage, maybe some Greek yogurt. This could work. This just brought me straight back to my childhood. Does anyone remember getting these from the ice cream trucks when you were a kid? The cherry pineapple Monster Pops? So they also have boneless, skinless chicken breasts in a big frozen package, like their individual frozen IQF, whatever. It's $16.99 for 8 pounds, so that's only $2.20 per pound. So that's a pretty good price. And then they're individually frozen. So there's an option. They're interesting. Bada bing, bada boom. They're toasted broad beans. It's $3.49, and for 1 ounce, it's 110 calories with 6 grams of protein. It's not a bad little snack, crunchy snack. Anybody tried these? Let me know. These little 90-second rice packs are really nice to have on hand sometimes. They have jasmine, whole grain brown rice, long grain and wild rice, roast chicken flavor, whatever. But these ones are only $1.39, and that's really good for that size. Like I said, sometimes these come in clutch when you just don't feel like cooking or don't have something made right away. They also, it looks like they have basmati, which is delicious. They have a quinoa and brown rice blend, which, not a fan of quinoa. $1.79 is a fantastic price for these tortellini. They have mushroom, cheese, and ricotta and spinach. They're tiny little ravioli, but it's only $1.79. And Macro-Friendly Food has a tortellini chicken salad recipe that is so good. And this would make that very affordable. So, good one. Pretty good price for coconut oil. Good sized jar. It's 14 ounces, so almost 2 cups of coconut oil for $4.89. Okay, good. $5.49 for avocado oil. Got flax seeds for $2.99. It's a pretty good price for flax. And then they have this good sized bag of chia seeds for $4.45, which isn't bad either, but I think they're cheaper buying them in bulk, like in the per pound section at HEB. This was the major reason for me coming today, are these Elevation Protein Puffs, $2.69 a bag. And I've heard mixed reviews on these, but I'm going to pick up a couple. I'm going to get the jalapeno cheddar and the nacho cheese. We're going to try these out for lunch one day, probably today, so I can try them with you guys. But per serving, it's 110 calories, 21 grams of protein, which is insane. So we'll see how that goes. They've got these freeze-dried strawberries, $2.79. The entire bag is 100 calories, so that is a volume snack right there. Yum. It comes packaged like this in 6 individual pouches, $6.99, and each individual pouch is 35 calories. Pretty cool. $3.49. You can get them chocolate covered. And only 40 extra calories. Yum. Those are begging to be a creamy topping, by the way. Always makes me laugh when I see anything with protein emblazoned upon it. All of a sudden, it's more expensive. So $3.99 as opposed to $1.95, and you can just add your own protein powder to it and make it protein. But this, 220 calories with 14 grams of protein, 1 gram of fiber. So I wouldn't really call that protein. Yeah, these are a little bit more reasonably priced, $2.79 for 5 bars. But again, protein chewy bars. It says 10 grams of protein, which sounds great, except for these have 180 calories. These ones are like 200 and something calories. So You know, just because something says protein on it doesn't mean that it's a great source of protein. Hey, I made another trip to the bread section because I just knew there had to be more than just that keto bread. And I ran across this, which is only $2.09. And it's their version of the Sara Lee Delightfuls because it's only 45 calories per slice and it's a multigrain bread. I think I'm going to get this instead of that keto bread because the keto bread was lower calorie, but it felt horrible. Like it felt hard as a rock. But that's 5 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber per 2 pieces. So I think I'm going to get this instead. I know it's less fiber, but I think it's going to taste better. That keto bread was also twice the price for half the bread. Slap keto on anything and it doubles the price. I made it back home where I was there for a very long time. But I just figured I'd do like a really quick haul just to show you what I got. I ended up spending $28.17, which given what I picked up is really not bad at all. So I picked up 2 packages of these Home Smokehouse pecan smoked and dewy small batch sausages. I've talked before about Mandy in the Making. She has a cooking channel here on YouTube. It's not fitness-based content. It's just her cooking for her family, and I get meal inspiration often from her. My green bean recipe that I use all the time is inspired by one that she uses all the time on her channel. I just made it a little bit more macro friendly with 0 calorie brown sugar and things. She uses this sausage and loves it, and it was a really good price. Macro wise, this one for whatever reason was lower calorie than both the jalapeno and the original. So whatever. 160 calories with 14 grams of protein. So not as high in protein as I would normally want for a protein source, but it's good enough. And I can add other things in the meal that I eat these with to make them higher protein. So I'll probably be trying to incorporate these in some type of meal for next week. Stay tuned for that. We'll see how that goes. I know, I just realized that last night I was thinking about the fact that this is my 5th week in my 6-week cut. And I'm just like, where did the time go? I'm not ready to stop. I feel like I'm doing so well, but I know from personal experience that when I stretch these out for too long, that feeling of, I could do this forever, it goes away. And in addition to that, I actually have my very first colonoscopy scheduled at the end of August. So I need to actually be on maintenance for 2 weeks because I'm going to have to stop taking my Wegovy completely for 2 weeks. I'm not looking forward to that, but you know what? It is what it is. I also picked up a package of low moisture part skim mozzarella. I use this all the time. I love the macro friendly food pizza recipes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Macro Friendly Food is a recipe subscription service that I use. I am an affiliate for them, but I always have a 10% discount code in the description of my videos. I did talk about Macro Friendly Food a lot in this video and explained how to use it and all that good stuff. But basically it's just a service that sends you, I think it's 10 new recipes every month. But she's got a database of over 900 high protein recipes that kind of gear more towards comfort foodie things, and I literally could not live without it at this point. I've been using it for over 1.5 years now. It'll be 2 years in November, I think it is. So anyway, she has a lot of macro friendly pizza recipes, and I use this type of mozzarella all the time. She always uses pre-shredded, but I just like the texture of the stuff I shred myself. I don't mind pre-shredded for salads or tacos or something like that, but if I'm gonna cook it and get it to melt, I want to shred my own. I also picked up 2 containers of Neuchâtel, which is just third less fat cream cheese, and I just keep this stuff on hand for various recipes. It's good for adding a little creaminess. 70 calories per serving with 2 grams of protein, so it's not by no means is this a high protein food, but it definitely can sorry, Helio's getting off of his cot, can add a nice creamy touch without a ton of extra calories like regular cream cheese would. Then I picked up these garlic cheddar cheese curds for my husband because he loves cheese curds. I do too, but I probably won't eat them because My meal plan is a little calorie heavy this week, which I am okay with because I'm very excited about the food that I'm going to be eating. I may have like a bite of one just to see how they are, but Richard will devour these in a couple of days. All right, I did pick up a package of these. I wanted you to see kind of the size of them. If you've been around a while, you know I love the La Banderita carb counter tortillas. This is what the La Banderita carb counter ones look like. This is their large wrap. I use this when I do like sandwich wraps or burritos or something like that. And this giant one, like you can see how big it is only 90 calories. And I honestly cannot tell the difference between this and a regular store-bought flour tortilla. We will see how good these are. The texture is amazing on these, like feeling them. They feel very soft and fluffy, but 60 calories, 4 grams of net carbs, 15 grams of fiber per wrap. And these look to me the size of I think they're called the snack size. I think that's what they're called for the La Banderita. And I want to say that those ones are about 60 calories, somewhere between 60 and 45. I can't remember. I think 60 because these are the street taco ones and these ones are 40 per calorie, for 40 calories per tortilla, and they're tiny. They're little baby ones. And then I picked up 2 packages of these. These were really kind of what prompted the whole trip to Aldi this week because I follow Scotty K Fitness on Instagram, and he showed a picture of his lunch, and he was eating these protein puffs, and I don't know what the heck they're going to taste like, but the entire bag has 42 grams of protein. That's insane for 220 calories. I will not be eating an entire serving, so it's only 110 calories for one serving, 21 grams of protein. There's a jalapeno cheddar and nacho cheese flavor. I also have the Atkins nacho cheese, like tortilla. It's kind of like a Dorito type thing. Those are a little higher in calorie and a little lower in protein than what these are, but they are also super delicious. And the last thing I picked up was a loaf of that 45 calorie bread. You guys know I love the Sara Lee Delightfuls bread. The white bread is like indistinguishable from regular white bread. It is like Wonder Bread, like fluffy, soft, delicious white bread. But this one is a multigrain and it's 45 calories per slice, 14 grams of net carbs. So it's not like super low carb or anything, which is probably why it was only $2 a loaf. But it's a better price than the Sara Lee Delightfuls by a little bit, not a ton, but I mean, it adds up, especially if you're a household that eats a lot of bread. It's only got 5 grams of fiber per 2 slices, so it's a lot lower in fiber than like the keto breads, because the keto breads, in order to make them bread, since they're not really using a lot of normal flour, they're adding like a bunch of inulin and a bunch of other stuff like that that's, you know, not, what is it, non-soluble fiber or whatever it is. Anyway, I'm working on putting together a fiber video. I know you guys said you wanted one. I promise it will be coming. It's going to take some research on my part and also some dedication on my end to work on getting higher fiber foods into my diet, which is not as easy as you might think. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this in my sandwich. It's probably about time for me to start putting my lunch together because I'm getting a little hungry. So let's put together a club sandwich and taste some things, shall we? This sandwich was super quick and easy to put together. It's just like a club sandwich, you know, all the yummy things in some bread and happiness. So I'm just doing 1/4 of an avocado. If you don't cut your avocados like this, also this avocado saver thing, so good. But you can just peel the skin off when you quarter them like that. So yeah, it just comes right off, and then yeah, avocado, yay. So I sliced it up. And then I toasted this bread. I wasn't paying attention to it and it got a little too toasty. But this is just garlic herb laughing cow cheese that I used instead of mayonnaise to save some calories, but it is delicious. And then you put that avocado on there, smear it on the bread to get it good and anchored. Always salt your avocado and your tomatoes, very important. Some thinly sliced red onion, 2 slices of bacon. I just used the already cooked stuff from the grocery store. And then 4.2 ounces of chicken deli meat. It's a lot. It's a hefty layer of meat. It's a very filling sandwich. And of course, some lettuce, cut it into a diagonal, and let's eat. Okay, so first things first, let's try these little guys. They're like indistinguishable from each other, so I have no idea which is which. I assume the jalapeno ones will be spicy, but protein buff. That's a jalapeno one. Oh my gosh, what does that taste like? It's definitely got some heat, but not a ton of flavor. But it reminds me of something. Not as good as the Atkins chips or the Quest chips, for sure. The cheese one, the nacho cheese ones, have an aftertaste that is reminiscent of bile. Sorry if that grosses you out. Kind of grosses me out. No. The jalapeno ones are better, but not by much. I don't, no. No, thank you. So that was kind of a fail, but this is beautiful. This is my chicken club with that 45 calorie bread. See if I can get my mouth around this. I love using that Laughing Cow cheese in the place of mayonnaise. It does the necessary job of food lube without all the extra calories and fat. And I use the garlic herb one. Uh-oh. I'm getting the hiccups. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm safe. Anyway, I use the garlic herb one, so it adds some really nice flavor in there too. And I am a mayonnaise on my sandwich girl. Like, I am a man glazed girl. Like, give me all the mayonnaise. But since I started using Laughing Cow cheese, which is a trick that I got from Macro Friendly Food, by the way, I noticed that I don't really need it, especially when I add a lot of veggies that have moisture on there. But yeah, that's real good. The bread is delicious. I did kind of leave it in the toaster a little too long. It got a little crispy, but this is yummy. It is a lot of meat. I'm quite certain this will keep me very full. I'm also quite certain I will not be finishing these protein puffs. Cheapo in me says that I need to finish them because I bought them, but maybe I'll let my husband try them and maybe he will like them. I'm not a fan of those. Yeah. I'm gonna eat the rest of my lunch because it's delicious. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. It's almost dinner time and I'm getting ready to throw together some macaroni and cheese. This was another recipe from Mandy in the Making channel that I saw her throw together. It was like a vintage recipe video. And she said her mom's been making this recipe forever. Her grandma was making this recipe. It originated in like the 40s or 50s. And when I saw how it came together, I was like, this is just begging to be converted into a macro-friendly recipe. So I have, quite cleverly, if I do say so myself, dubbed this Macro-roni and Cheese. So anyway, I have my macaroni boiling in the background, and we're gonna throw this together and put it in the oven and eat it with some bacon, brown sugar chicken tenders. Anyway, I'm excited about dinner. Let's throw this together. I'm gonna start by beating a couple of eggs in here. And to that, I'm gonna add 3 cups of milk. I have fat-free Moutopia, which is basically just HEB brands of Fairlife. And it's got more protein, less sugar, all the things. I'm just gonna add a little at first. Okay, so that's gonna get me to 3.5. Good. And this is 2 cups of pasta, 210 grams. By the way, it's just regular elbow macaroni. Oh, I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper in there. And this is 5 ounces of Reduced Fat Sharp Cheddar that I have cubed into cubes. 9 by 9. All right, I'm gonna drain off my pasta and put it in the pan. This is gonna make 6 portions, by the way. We're gonna do 28 grams of butter. And I'm using light butter with canola oil, this Land O'Lakes one. Stir that around with the nudes to get that butter all melted. So now we have buttery nudes. Sprinkle our little cheese cubes all over. And her cubes were a lot bigger than mine, but the Lily, she has been gilded. I was very tempted to shred this cheese, by the way, but the recipe specifically said to cube it, and that was how she did it, so I'm trying not to just go off on my own here. On my own, I never We're just gonna pour all this egg and milk mixture in, and it was very liquidy. So just gonna kind of jostle it around a bit to loosen up the nudes, I guess. And then we're gonna throw that in the oven for, she said hers took 54 minutes. So I'm gonna start with 50 minutes and then we'll go from there. Ta-da! So the texture of the mac and cheese is definitely different because, you know, you've got the milk and the egg making that kind of creamy whatever. And then it's just kind of the chunks of cheese in there. But this is what it looks like. It's very hot still. You could probably make this 8 servings. That portion you saw on my plate was making it 6. And it's a lot of mac and cheese. That's really good. I could use a little more salt for me, but you get the creaminess, the cheesiness, that's real. You could add a little bit of Parmesan on top, I think, and it would add to the saltiness factor. If you shredded the cheese and mixed it in with the egg and milk mixture, I think I might like it even more. That's tasty. And there is a lot of protein in there. I'm gonna try these brown sugar bacon chicken tenders. I will link the recipe to these down in the comments. It's from Michaela Fit, I believe it is. I follow her on Instagram. She has tons of recipe inspiration that I use all the time. Yummy. I'm gonna eat the heck out of that. And then I'm gonna do my best to come back and show you guys dessert. Even though after eating all this mac and cheese, I don't know how I'm gonna eat dessert, but you know what? I'm gonna do my darndest. This whole giant plate of food is less than 600 calories. 580 something, maybe 560 something. Hold on, let me look. 536 calories for a giant plate of comfort. 55 grams of protein on this plate. One serving of that mac and cheese has 20 grams of protein. This is really good. You should try that. It was so easy to make too. Yum. Yep. Bye. Hi guys. So it's dessert time. Don't know that I'm going to be able to eat this whole thing. So I tried out a new recipe from Cheat Day Design. He used evaporated milk instead of regular milk or protein shake. It does have a little bit more protein. I'll link the recipe down in the description, but it is way softer than the recipes that I normally use. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I usually like it being a little more firm. My preferred recipe is my dark chocolate creamy. It seriously tastes like brownie batter. It is so good. But when I saw that they had Honey Nut Cheerio minis in the grocery store and they were on sale, I was like, yeah, no, I need to make a vanilla one. So let's give this a taste, shall we? Yeah, not my favorite. Let's see if the Cheerios improve it. A little bit. The search continues for a good vanilla creamy recipe. If you have one that you love, please share it down in the comments because I have yet to find one that I really like. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. Say hi to me down in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
We're on a journey. Looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now.